What's going on, YouTubers? It's your buddy, it's your pal, SpazPhoenix, the YWC Reality Check, here with, well, not news. By the time this video actually goes up, everybody will already know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to be like other people here in the YWC and try to pass off my opinion on the news as news. And I'm not even going to charge you $2 for it, so how about that? NXT and FCW now are being moved to a facility called Full Sail University in Florida somewhere. They're producing NXT, I'm guessing the way they produce FCW, because I don't really watch FCW, but we all know, anybody that's been to a live show in the past little while knows that NXT is sort of the preliminary blather of stuff you get before whatever show you're there to see starts. They're going to be more, I guess, focused, and, you know, when we're doing NXT, we're doing NXT, which is interesting, and I don't really have an opinion on it either way. This is, most of this video is, you know, putting it out there to get other people's opinions, to get a conversation going, because I don't really have an opinion on it either way, other than to say it's great to be focused on the show at hand. Like, it's great to, when you're doing NXT, be focused on NXT, but at the same time, by having a specifically NXT show and not doing it before Raw or SmackDown, you're cutting your crowd size and your crowd reactions and all that sort of thing by like hundreds of percentiles. I would assume. I've seen a still shot floating around Facebook somewhere of what the NXT arena looks like. It's pretty small, and it's not necessarily that small crowds are a bad thing, but you know, a lot of wrestlers, a lot of superstars feed on the crowd, and when you downsize the crowd like that, I'm curious as to what the reaction result will be of that. The good part about all of this is the rumor is that the commentary team is going to be Jim Ross and William Regal. William Regal is great on commentary, and Jim Ross, enough said. I don't even have to dignify that with an explanation. So we'll have to see how it goes. I might start watching FCW, I might not. It's not, I've given it a chance in the past. It's not exactly done a great job of grabbing my interest right away, but in the next couple weeks I'm gonna sort of redouble my effort and give it another shot. NXT, like I say, now that it's not just sort of an awkward little tack on to whatever Raw or SmackDown is on, and it actually is its own thing, hopefully WWE is gonna put a lot more I guess, production effort into it, because there are guys on NXT like Hawkins and Rex, like Tyson Kidd, like Michael McGillicuddy, that I am a fan of, and if they're not going to get their shots on the main stage, I would at least like to see the stage they are on be brought to a more, I don't know, a more affluent position, I guess. So we'll see where that goes. So looking forward to seeing what happens with NXT, and like I say, I'll give FCW another chance, and if they impress me, all the better. Impact Wrestling, starting May 31st, and for the duration of the summer, will be starting, I don't know what the times are like, depending on whether you're in the US, the UK, or whatever. In Canada, it's starting an hour earlier for us on Spike TV, and it's going to be live. They tried this before when they moved it to Monday and tried to compete with WWE, which, you know, obviously failed on its ass. But if they're going to leave it on Thursday and have a live show, the speculation among most people I've spoken to in the YWC is, even if it doesn't change the product, even if it doesn't drastically change how they do things, a lot of performers themselves, in a sort of a mental psych yourself up kind of way, will put their best foot forward if they know they're on live television. Now, TNA, I'm a TNA fan, but I will admit TNA has a lot of flaws. Going live means they don't have the opportunity or the chance to sort of edit out those flaws before the product goes out, so they'll have to be right on the ball. I think they'll take it and run with it. Like I say, I don't think it'll be a drastic change to the product. I think they'll take it and run with it and show the world enough that that they can do a live show, that they can downsize on their mistakes, and, you know, really pump up the energy and the opportunity to be a live crowd. If I don't know what the demographics are, but if their audience is younger, having it 1 hour earlier here in Canada lets more younger members of the TNA universe, I guess, catch the show. Maybe some kids aren't allowed to watch it all the way till 11 o'clock, which is when it's over. Here, I know in the UK it's on at like 2 in the morning or some kind of ridiculousness, and I can't really respond to that because I don't live in the UK. But I'm excited. I'm excited not because I think, oh my god, it's going to change from day to night, overnight, or, you know, change from black to white overnight or anything like that. But I'm excited to see what the change does to the stars in the product, if that makes sense. Again, I know not all my watchers, not all my viewers, not all the people I talk to here in the YWC are even fans of TNA, but for those of you that are, drop your thoughts in the conversation box below. I would love to know what other people think. The big one: Monday Night Raw is expanding to a 3-hour show starting July 23rd, and July 23rd is their 1000th episode. Now, I could do a whole video on how monstrous it is that they have a 1000th episode, but I think the number is big enough that it speaks for itself. To go to 3 hours, everybody has an opinion on this. Because when they do the 3-hour episodes, yeah, usually something drags. Usually, you know, the first hour does shitty ratings, blah, 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 blah. I won't say that that a 3-hour time slot is good or bad. I will say that it's good or bad based on how they use it. If it means you get a more diverse product, if it means they give more time to the mid-card titles, to the tag team division, etc., if it means more people get time, that's great. If it gives us more match time, less talking time, that's great. If it gives us more of the same, not only are people that need the exposure not getting it, but the ones that are getting the exposure or getting overexposed in some cases, we're really going to get sick of. And I don't want to get sick of the main stage players right now, because right now the main stage players are great. You got the CM Punks, the Daniel Bryans, the Sheamuses, the Randy Ortons, the Chris Jerichos, and all that. And they pretty much dominate the show, which is fine because they are the main event and whatever. But I don't want to get sick of them. So if we have 3 hours, I'm a big CM Punk fan, but if we have 3 hours of CM Punk, it's going to get monotonous. I have a lot of friends out there that are really, really big Daniel Bryan fans, but 3 hours of Daniel Bryan is a bit much, to be honest. Orton, Jericho, I mean, even if they brought back The Rock, even if they, hell, go entirely in my favor, bring back Jeff Hardy, even I'm not going to watch 3 straight hours of Jeff Hardy. So there it is. Yeah, it's not a matter of whether 3 hours is a good idea or not, it's a matter of how they use the time, and we're not going to know how they use the time until we get to that magical 1000th episode. So, once again, I'm kind of neutral, I'm kind of on the wait-and-see aspect. And I'd really like to know what all you guys think. So again, drop it down in the box below. The last thing I want to talk about is sort of the forgotten generation in WWE. And it's a really, really weird thing that's happening in the WWE right now. Is we've got our main eventers, like I mentioned. We've got the Jerichos and the Bryans and the CM Punks and the Sheamuses and the Cenas and the Ortons and the Jerichos and whatever. And we have a big influx right now of new guys that they're trying to push, who are awesome. You know, Antonio Cesaro impresses me, Ryback impresses me, Sandow, you know, hasn't really had a match yet, but he had that sort of violent spurt against, who was it? Yoshitatsu. He had that big violent spurt against Yoshitatsu this past week on SmackDown, so if that's any indication, I look forward to what he's doing. Ryback destroying people is great. You've got the mainstays, and you've got these new guys coming in, and because they're trying to push the mainstays, and they're trying to push the new guys coming in, there's a forgotten generation in the middle, and as ridiculous as this is going to sound, that forgotten generation is the guys like Gabriel, Rhodes, Ziggler, I don't know, the Usos, Ryder, etc., etc., etc. I'm really, really hoping that with SmackDown sort of becoming, how can I say this, the land of opportunity for all these young guys that are coming in, and it's wonderful and it's fantastic. I've said various things on the topic before. I'm warming up to SmackDown having that identity because it works for them, I think. It's a case of anybody who's casual is going to watch Raw, anybody who wants to take the time to watch SmackDown to watch the new guys is fantastic. What I'm hoping with Monday Night Raw going to 3 hours, is this forgotten sort of middle class of wrestlers that we've kind of forgotten about. Tyson Kidd's another one. Hawkins and Rex are another one. You know, people like that. I'm hoping that those people get a chance to pop up again and say to the world, hey, we're still here. You know, don't look at the nice, shiny, new, fresh faces and the mainstays and forget about us, because we are the middle ground. And we are good for more than just jobbing to the next big thing to come in. Hoping that happens. In a 3-hour show, it's bound to happen, isn't it? Like, realistically. But, again, I'm not rushing to judgment. I'm not rushing to judgment on any of this, honestly. It seems to be in the YWC, something happens and immediately people want to get their opinion out. Well, I don't really have one yet because I haven't really seen it yet. We've heard what it's going to be. We all have our own, you know, predilections or predictions of how it's going to be, but we don't really know. I want to get everybody's thoughts on it, like all you guys out there in YouTube land watching me on your television screen right now, or sorry, computer screen right now. I want to get your thoughts on it. I'm not here to put out an opinion at the moment. I want to see what they do with NXT. I want to have FCW stand up a little bit and give me a reason to watch it. I want Impact to show me what they can do with a live, you know, a live camera instead of a taped show. I want WWE to show me what they're going to do with that extra hour. And that's about it. Wait and see. That's all I really have to say. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Let me know what you think. Keep this conversation going, and I will talk to each and every last one of you later. I'm tagging out, guys. Bye.
Get up, come on, get down.